Welcome to the Sharpe Show on a very special Sunday evening. I don't usually do this Sunday, but today I am. It is 7 p.m. yet again on the East Coast, and I'm pulling out this Halloween evening, right? We're out there. Took my kids trick-or-treating already. So now I'm back. I'm all good, and I'm talking to the one, the only, the amazing, the awesome Stacey Prussman. Thank you for
Hi,
coming today.
Larry. Happy Halloween. It's great to be
Happy
here.
Halloween. It is. I'm wearing my Prussman
I love it.
2021 shirt. I'm wearing it. Yes, absolutely.
I'm wearing the Wake the F Up sweatshirt, the other version of our. It's funny. We're on the F line, which is so exciting, and our logo is Wake the F Up, so it's just ironic. So vote on the F line for Wake the F Up or freedom.
That's correct. Yes.
Yes. So
we are on the F line, and in case you weren't sure what that looks like, I can show you because I already voted. There we go, right there on the F line. You see on the F line, it is Stacey Prussman right there. I did my vote already. So yes, you should do the same as I have done. So I did vote early. So that's all good. But I just wanted to let everyone know that I did vote for you. And
thank
I
you.
guess one of the bigger there are many reasons why I voted for you, Stacey. Many. But the one that stands out to me is you've done something that so many third-party people don't do and libertarians don't do is most of the time at the end of the campaign, they give up. They stop fighting. They give up. They just, whatever. They start half-stepping. Not you. You are still going strong. You are pushing to the end. You're doing, what'd you do today? You're doing stuff today still, right?
Well, I'm in a car, obviously. I'm at my office. Me and my campaign are out. We went to the Upper West Side to meet voters, and we had great conversations with people, and people still haven't made a choice. They don't want to vote for the duopoly right now, either candidate.
Absolutely.
So they're looking at my platform, and I'm having great conversations with great people. And we're in Greenwich Village right now at the parade, so I'll be canvassing and talking to voters in their costumes. I didn't dress up because I'm dressed up as the mayor, so
I like that.
And it's so important because people want to end certain the cronyism, the democracy, the bureaucracy. I mean, not democracy, duopoly. Excuse me.
Yep.
But they don't do anything about it. If you vote the same way, you get the same results. You vote differently, you get 100%. Different results.
Yes,
and
I agree.
It's time to start voting differently.
Well, the thing that I bring up all the time, and this is why I love what you're doing, right? One of the most important things people don't realize, they go, well, wait a minute, Larry, it's New York City. And in New York City, the Democrat always wins. I hear that all the time, right? And that's usually true, right? It's not that's usually true. But it doesn't have to be true, number one, right? It is usually true. That is accurate. But it doesn't have to be true, number one. But number two, even if we don't win, if we get enough votes, then people take us seriously, which means they have to listen to us. And then the issues that we care about have to be moved forward. The vote is so critically important because if enough people actually go, you know what? Either they go, I'm not going to vote because I know the Democrats going to win. That's one option. They don't do that. They just say, I'm not going to vote. They give up. If they give up, we got a shot at getting a big percentage of even winning. Or second, enough go, you know what? I know the Democrats going to win, so I'm going to vote for Stacey because I like her and I saw her and she was hustling. So let me give her the vote. We could get a whole lot of votes here if those two things happen.
Absolutely. I mean, what I think is that people really need to go out and vote for what they believe in. And so many people have come over to me and they've written to me and told me, like yourself, and not just people in our party, people that are former Democrats, former Republicans, telling me, Stacey, I voted for you. I like your policies. I like what you believe in. I think you'll be good for our city. And I think that's so important because if we don't get the message out, we're never going to grow as a party or as a nation or as a city. We just accept what is. We can't make change if we accept what is. And I think it's time now, if ever, after this pandemic, during this wherever we are in this pandemic at this point, our city needs desperately to end what's been going on from before.
Well, it's funny you say that. I don't know if you happen to see, I know you've been crazy busy campaigning, but if you happen to see Bill Maher's show on Friday night, and Bill Maher's clearly a Democrat, clearly a lefty, and he was all about end this pandemic stuff. Just end. Can we just have a life? And he's clearly a Democrat and clearly a lefty.
It's time.
And he's
It's time.
talking about it. It's
Look,
time.
be careful. Take care of your health. Eat well. I mean, if this taught us anything, is you need to be responsible for your health to some degree.
Yes.
And self-responsibility. If you don't feel well, stay home from work. Wear a mask. I mean, just be, don't cough on other people. I mean, there's so many ways to prevent disease. And so it's time to open up. People mentally need it.
Yes.
So badly. And they want to go back to, or not go, I hate the word going back. They want to move forward.
I like that.
They want to go forward in their lives and pursue the dreams that they've been doing for many years, or pursue new dreams. They want to be out in public. They want to date again. They want to meet new people, friends, whatever it might be. I'm speaking for myself a lot, but I know that so many people have told me that, and they're sick of it. And the old people, like my mother, old is not a nice word, elderly, are feeling lonely and isolated, and the younger people don't know where they belong. They're, afraid. So we really need to end this already. We've seen it. We know what to do. Just, be careful. If you want to get vaxxed, do that. If that's what your thing is, but just go on with your life. It's fine.
I am with you. I mean, I'm going to say old. I have two old people in my life, both in their 80s. I don't mind. I'm in my 50s. I have two people in my life who are in their 80s, and I haven't seen them. Right. So not only are they lonely, but I miss them. Right. So why can't I go see them? Right. And the worst part is, since they are old and both of them are they have pre-existing conditions, what if I lose them before I get to see them? And a lot of people had that happen. They lost their loved one and they couldn't see them for what?
So many of my friends, you're in your 90s, you don't know what's going to happen. So
That's
we
right.
need to open up. This is getting ridiculous. It's getting insane. Our city, we have so much empty real estate right now. Blocks and blocks. I'm walking. You don't see that in the neighborhoods. I don't know, in Queens or Brooklyn, you don't see that. You see an empty storefront here and there, but you see blocks of it here in Manhattan. And it's devastating. And there's not even enough. And then when people do come in, there's not enough businesses to hold, restaurants to hold the people. So the restaurants are doing well that are open, they're thriving. And then the other ones just go out of business. So that you have
you noticed how many of the businesses aren't giving out candy?
Nothing. There's barely any trick-or-treaters.
Yes.
Did you notice that?
Yes.
No trick-or-treating.
And for those of you who don't know, for those who live in New York City, a common thing in New York City, different than many other places, is you don't really go house to house as much in certain areas of the city. You actually go business to business. You go to stores, and the stores give out candy because most of the stores are in the neighborhood, right? You don't have a mall, right? In most places in New York City, your stores are in your neighborhood. So, and again, if you're not in New York City, you don't know what I'm talking about, right? But if you're in New York City, that's your stores. Like my stores are across the street. My deli's across the street. My accountant's across the street. My computer guy's literally across the street. I walk across the street to my dentist, right? That's how we live in New York City. So when we go trick-or-treating, we go to some houses, but most of the time you go to small businesses and they give out candy.
And there's
not this year.
Yeah, it's true. And the thing is, Halloween's the safest holiday because you can wear a mask. If you want to wear a mask, you just put some, scary monster on your face and then you go.
Absolutely. So let me grab a couple comments. Lepke says, Larry, my wife says you should have dressed as a Sharpie. Cute. I appreciate it. I guess that's true. Yes. Jeff says, politics by the dashboard lights. It's true. Yes.
Yeah, you got to do what you have to do, Jeff. Mm-hmm.
John says, happy Halloween, Stacey and Larry. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, John. Nice.
Happy birthday, John.
Yes. And best of luck in the election. Absolutely, Stacey.
Very exciting. We have some great city council candidates that are working their butts off.
So you're right. It's not only you. It is you, but it's not only you. We also have Devin Balkan, who's running for public advocate also.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Basically the equivalent, for those you don't know, of lieutenant mayor. That's like the equivalent of like vice mayor, but we call it the public advocate here in New York City.
We'll be working together.
That's correct.
He's running against Jumaane Williams, he's the incumbent at the moment.
And he's also running. That guy's running for governor probably too. So yeah.
Oh, he's just running everywhere. So yeah. So
he's running for everything.
Devin and Siraj.
Yep. Siraj is also running. He's running city council in Queens.
Eric Frankel in Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Eric is running in Brooklyn. Yep.
Matthew Morgan in
And
Brooklyn.
John Tobacco also
John
running.
Tobacco. Michael
Yep.
Lewin, president.
Michael Llewellyn, yes, absolutely. So for those of you who think that the Libertarian Party's dead in New York, it's not. It's up and running, and we got candidates. We got people you can vote for, and we can make impact. And that's the most. And people say, well, Larry, how do you make impact? We make impact by doing what Devin did. If you remember what Devin did last time, is by being on the ballot and having people vote for him, and then having those numbers up on the local news. And that's what we're doing. Our people are gonna be on the news on Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, whenever the results come out. Hey, these people ran. There was an option for you. And now when New York City's crappy, and if you don't win, Stacey, I'm now gonna have a shirt that says, "Don't blame me, I voted for Stacey Prussman." I'm gonna make that shirt. Yes. Okay. So if anyone complains, if it doesn't go, don't blame me. It's my shirt. Should have done what I did.
I believe everyone's vote counts. People said, I don't give away my vote easily, and I voted for you. And you know what? If you believe in what I stand for, freedom, I believe that people in New York need to have fun again and thrive.
Yes.
Businesses to be open, and whatever that means to you. Like I believe, like I'm running to bring your power back, and I want the people to have the power back. I don't want to be a person that's, leading with an iron fist. I don't think that's going to work in New York. It's not what we need right now. We need love. We need someone with compassion that's going to let you thrive and be the best, and your children be the best they could be.
The iron fist is starting to get the backlash now. They're feeling the backlash. You're feeling it. I'm feeling it. People are starting to get upset. They really are. I agree. Let me grab a couple more. Tom says, "Good luck, Stacey. I wish I lived there so I could vote for you." Well, there we go. That's nice.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that.
There we go. Ryan says, "You should have dressed as a clown, the current New York City mayor." So there we go. That's good. I love that.
People, I'm afraid Eric Adams is going to be de Blasio Part 2 and worse and more heavy-handed with policing, but not in a good way.
Right. Ryan says, no, going forward is leftist. It's okay. You can say leftist stuff. It's New York City, so it's fine. Forward's fine. No worries. We're okay with it, Ryan. You got to remember where we are.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's fine. I like forwards. Oh, good. I get what you're saying, though. Yes, absolutely. So, all right. Let's see here. Do you have a question? Dixie says, can you address the FDNY and closures due to the vax mandates? Do you have any opinion on so many of the people who are leaving or quitting or being let go because of the mandates?
The FDNY specifically does so many great things, from putting out your fires to helping people with heart attacks. They helped my own mom. We had a flood in my house over the summer, and they stopped the flood. Look, the vaccine mandates. Me and Paul have been running around the city. No one checked our whatever the vaccine nonsense. Not one person checked for us. And so, just do testing. That's what, other businesses are doing. Just test people once or twice, whatever. They do it on movie sets. Just test people if you're so worried. Wear masks if that. But don't have our heroes be fired. Specifically,
well, the part that bothers me is you got someone who literally, and I mean this literally, will run into a fire to save you. Right? That's not figuratively. That is literally. They will run into a burning building to save your life. And your answer is, yeah, but he might have COVID maybe, so no. I don't know how that makes any sense.
It makes
that blows my mind.
We're going to lose our greatest, heroes. Those are the people that during 9/11 ran into burning buildings. Troops and firefighters died in 9/11, and now we're letting them lose their jobs over a mandate?
Over a mandate that they haven't had for a year and a half.
Right.
So
and they've been doing
if they were killing people, then wouldn't we know that every time they, put out a fire that people die of COVID?
The vaccine.
Yes.
Larry, without the vaccine, these people, men and women, went to hospitals, to people's homes to save them from all sorts of things, and risk literally with just a mask on. And now we're like firing them. Our mayor should have been kicked out long ago.
Yes, absolutely.
It makes me even more angry. that I'm not
Yep.
there yet.
Yes. RC says we have to vote to gain influence. You know, I wish you were not right, RC, but you are right. You are correct, because mainstream media and even most Americans, they feel like we are valid if we get a lot of votes, right? So the more votes we get, the more valid we are in their minds, and the more they want to hear us, and the more they want to talk to us, and the more they want to, take us seriously and put us on TV and such. I mean, is that where your head is, Stacey? That's where my head is.
Yeah, I mean, we have to. I mean, for instance, they didn't ask me into the debate. And, I've been talking to some of the other candidates, one or two of the other candidates that are independents. And we were just like, sometimes we say hi, we're friendly, and and they're smart people. The people I'm talking to are very intelligent, great people. And they didn't ask us to the debate anybody. And we're the third largest party in the country. It's like,
Yep.
And the last debate, this is very interesting. If anyone doesn't know this, Eric Adams didn't purposely qualify for the matching funds, so he wasn't really eligible. But they had a private debate through the network, which we could have easily been invited to, and it was like a ridiculous debate. And I wish I had the chance to have my platform heard on that national stage.
There we go.
And it's not fair. It's like the media hasn't really covered other candidates in any kind of real way, and they'll name us maybe. Yang was very nice. Andrew Yang mentioned me in his article, and he's right. It's not fair. We haven't really been covered, and it's got to change. And the media is responsible for the duopoly, I believe.
Yep, I'm with you. Joe says, new Bronxite, moved down here from Orange County 3 years ago. You got my vote. There we go. It's another one.
Thank you. One at a time.
There we go. I love it. Absolutely. It's all good. So yes, Julian says, happy Halloween. Spreading the word on Stacey's run here in LA. Thank you. If your LA people know people in New York, have them call them tonight. Absolutely. Yeah. So let me ask you, what are you doing now? I mean, you're still working. What are you doing Monday and Tuesday? Tuesday's election day. I mean, but what are you going to be doing?
This is it. So we're going to be in different neighborhoods. We're going to go back to my neighborhood where my mom lives and canvass and campaign and go to, me and Paul have different neighborhoods mapped out to meet the voters. And what's so great, on Tuesday, I'm voting where I grew up.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm registered where my mom lives. I've been registered there. I didn't change. I just kind of kept it there because I've been living in New York. So every time there was an election, I would vote in my mom's area where I grew up. So I'm going to vote with my mom.
Nice.
At the public school I went to, 216.
And your mom gets to vote for her daughter.
Yes. My mom gets to vote for her daughter. Yes.
That is very nice. I do like that. Guys, if you're watching, do me a favor. Please like, comment, and share. Specifically for people who you might know, who either know people in New York City or people who live in New York City. Now, to be clear, this is election day for a lot of people across the nation, right? There are lots of libertarians running across the nation. But I'm being greedy. I'm focusing on my city tonight. Right. I'm focusing on my city tonight because we got a bunch of people running in my city tonight. We got Stacey leading the ticket tonight. If we can have people see what she's doing, if you want to check out what she's all about, Prussman4mayor.com. That shows you what she's talking about, what she cares about. Let people know in New York, if they haven't already voted or they haven't decided yet, why don't we give Stacey a vote here? Right. It does matter. Every single vote matters. Every percentage point matters. It matters for us today. It matters for us on election day. And it matters for us in the years to come. It really does matter.
It really does. It makes a difference of ballot access and for other candidates running, like someone I'm on the line with right now. So, we really need these votes.
Absolutely.
We need to change the way we vote, guys. We need to change the way we think about our elected officials, because we keep complaining and we never get change or growth or whatever you want to call it. We just don't get. We switch from one side to another. This guy sucks. Let's go to the other guy. Less of two. It's always the lesser of two evils, rather than going towards an ideology or a new way of thinking or a new way of doing things.
We're starting to stagnate, right? We rotate back and forth. We stagnate, and then the worst part is we just keep blaming the other. So it's bad now because the Democrats, and it's bad later because Republicans, and then it's bad later because of Democrats, and it's bad later because of Republicans. So it's always the other guy or gal's fault, but no one's taking responsibility to fix it. I mean,
And no
that's
one's working together. Like no one's working
yes,
together as a team within any governmental, especially our national government. So we need to
yes,
change things. We need to move in a direction that's not where we are now. And I
right.
think if this whole pandemic nonsense was anything, it's time for that
That's
in
great.
any which
So
way.
so you're gonna be running around your neighborhood. So mostly Brooklyn on Tuesday, is that right?
Brooklyn, and then well, after the voting, we're going to be having a party in Long Island City for
Oh,
the
nice.
post-election party around 8:30 at Long Island City LIC Bar. So everyone's invited to watch the results and all that with us, and that should be
That's in
fun.
Queens, by the way, guys. For those who don't know that, it's in Queens.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
Long Island; it's in Queens.
Right. Right.
And so hopefully we'll have the other candidates there, and hopefully you can join us if you're around, Larry, and we'll all have a good
I
time.
wish I could. I voted early because I'm going to be in California election day.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes.
Well,
So
we
that's why I voted
appreciate
early.
it.
Yes. I won't be
Oh,
here.
but
Sorry. I would have been here. I would have.
well, we'll have a bunch of libertarians and others there, all kinds.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What time is the party going to be from when to when?
8:30 till the polls close. So
You know what?
Tuesday night.
I might be able to make it. I'm going to see if I can make it because I'm coming back that night. So let me see if
All
I
right,
can get back in
Well,
time.
we're still there. Just take your cab right over to LIC. You're not and you're not too. You're in Queens. Yeah. So it's good.
I
Yeah.
live in Astoria. I live right next door.
Oh, you're 5 minutes away. So just come.
Yeah, I live right next door. So yeah.
With your bag.
Also, okay, I'm to pack my Prussman shirt. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I got to do. I got to
It's
pack
so
my Prussman
exciting.
shirt.
I hope you can make.
That's
So
good.
it's going to be a lot of fun. It's been an adventure. It's been such a. It's been like a lot of hurdles as a third party. Getting on the ballot alone was hard, and working as a team with everybody and watching everyone, all the other candidates get on the ballot as well was exciting. So it's something that we need to move forward on messaging, and we have some great candidates. So vote for us in the F line.
But you've brought up a big point, which I like, which is if someone is out there saying, you know what, you guys got to earn my vote. You know what, you got to do this. If someone is saying, I mean, some people don't care. They just go, you know what, I'm red team or I'm blue team, and that's what I vote. Okay, if that's you, you're probably not watching this, show now anyway. But you're probably not. You're doing something else. But assuming you're watching this show, people like that. If you want someone's going to earn your vote, who more than Stacey, who's been busting her rump for a year? Who more? Who's earned it? Yes. Who's earned it?
A year and a half.
Who has earned it more than someone who's worked for a year and a half trying her best in this deepest of blue cities, in this deepest of Democrat cities, to try to get you to think differently about your vote and to earn your vote? I can't think of someone more than Stacey who's done that much work in this city. If you care, if you say, you know what, who earns my vote? She's earned your vote. She's earned it, right? Even if there's, I like her, but I don't know. What's the I don't know? She's earned your vote. She's busting her rump for your vote. Give her your vote. It's not going to kill you. It's the right answer. And you complain. So stop complaining and vote the right way and tell your friends the same thing. Tell your friends the same thing. So you're going to have the party Tuesday. You said some of the other candidates will also be there too?
I believe so. I mean, some of the Queens candidates and Brooklyn and, the active libertarians, just, Rebecca and some of our, friends, and people on the team. My team will be there, which has been amazing. I want to thank my team who's been working their rump off for over a year. We have some of the best people in politics on my team, and I'm very proud of them. And
Absolutely. So if you had to give someone a reason or two, just in your view, why they should vote on that F line, why they should vote for Libertarian on Tuesday, or if they vote early, like I did, either one, right. What would you tell them? Why should they do that?
I truly believe voting for me and the F line, you're voting for a new government. You're not voting for an overpowering government. You're voting for someone who wants to hear you, that wants to give you power over your own life. And I'm the only candidate that will do that. I will not overgovern you, and I will make sure that you're taken care of so you can thrive in your life and your children can thrive and have school choice. And I believe so strongly in that. And I'm afraid of, I do teach sometimes in the school system, and I'm afraid what's going to happen specifically in our educational system. And I believe that they're going to treat everyone like criminals otherwise, and we're not.
Yes.
And that makes me fearful. And I'm so
Yep.
disgusted with so many candidates leading with fear. We have so much crime. People are walking around right now having fun. I mean,
Yep.
I'm sure there's crime. I don't want to take that away, but stop leading with fear, making us be afraid of our city. Believe me, our city is a lot to deal with, but we don't need any more psychological fear installed in our heads.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
So I
I
will
gotta
not
tell
lead
you,
with fear.
some
And
people
I
don't know,
believe
but I actually pulled my kid out of school.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, we're homeschooling her now
Wow. Interesting.
because I couldn't take what I felt was a prison system for my daughter. I said, I'm not going to keep my kid in prison. The system was so overbearing. You used the word overbearing, and that's what I saw. For those who don't know what happens in New York City, literally, my daughter had to wear her mask from when she stepped on school property, even outside, stepped on school property from the street to the door. There was someone at the door checking and scolding and yelling if you didn't put your mask on by the time you came to the actual door, to the sidewalk. And then in the actual school, 3 feet apart, can't talk to their friends in the hallway, can't talk to their friends at all, 3 feet apart in the hallway, in the classroom, can't talk, 3 feet apart, and masked in the classroom. Then they go to lunch, only half eat, half don't eat because you don't want to talk. Assigned seating so you can't have friends during lunch. So you can't talk during lunch either, just eat and then swap out because you got to sit 3 feet apart in the actual place there too, and no recess. So I said to myself, why would I send my daughter to prison? And they wonder why all the kids hate it. All the kids hate it. Yeah. So I said, you send your kid to school and don't homeschool them in theory, because you want to socialize them. Well, if you're not going to socialize them, well, then why would I put my kid in public school then?
She must be in a prison cell at that point.
I also put her in prison. I said she's better off at home. So literally, I took my kid out of school. I took my daughter out of elementary school. Yes,
it's terrible. That's what I'm seeing. It's like, and not just the mask, and you're going through the medical detectors, and that's a whole nother thing. It's like you feel like you're going through an airport security with a mask on. It's like it never stops.
Yes, and the high schools are exactly the high schools. Literally, they're finding guns on the kids. And they're doing all the you walk in and it's like you're going into a prison system. Yes. And they're teaching our children to be okay in a police state. That's what they're teaching. They're teaching our kids to be okay in a police state. They've already taught us this at the airport. Now they're teaching this in school. Our kids are going to grow up 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and not have a problem living in a police state. They're like, yeah, yes. That's how it works. They're expecting a police state.
And I do not want our children living in a police state. It's not the way to learn, not the way to grow. They're going to be damaged by this, psychologically damaged. I couldn't imagine going to school like that.
Yes, it is terrible.
Friends, eating in this weird way. It would have been a disaster. And then, learning with the mask on, having, ADD and all other issues. I can't even find my wallet with my mask on. Sometimes my
Absolutely. Yes. I think it's good. Yes.
There's got to be a better way.
Yes. Shelley says inmates have more freedom.
They do.
Yes. That's literally right. That's literally true. If you did that at Rikers Island, there'd be a problem. You're absolutely right. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's crazy.
And these are kids that really want to learn and have a socialized life, and they're good kids, and they don't deserve to be treated like they're bad people or criminals. It's not the way to learn. I can't imagine the teachers dealing with this either.
Yes. I mean, the teachers are forced to be prison guards. They're forced to be prison guards. So, I mean, how do you think they feel? It's crazy. So, look, Stacey, I know you got to run. Thank you for giving me your time. You got to go do your stuff. Of course, guys, if you want to know what Stacey's doing, Prussman4mayor.com. You can see where she's going, what she's doing. We got a lot of libertarians. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this is Stacey is someone who is leading our ticket and leading our hope. This is our beacon right here. People think it's all down and all bad. And I'm telling you, in New York City, the belly of the beast, we have a shining light here in Stacey who's leading us to show that there is hope. There is something here. And I'm asking you, if you're in New York City, she's earned your vote. She's earned it. Give her your vote if you're in New York City. If you're not in New York City and you got friends in New York City, tell them to give her their vote on Tuesday. It does matter. It is our hope. She is our light. Stacey, thank you so much for
And it
coming.
isn't a wasted vote. Every vote counts. It isn't a
Absolutely.
wasted vote. It's a
100%.
vote towards a freedom. It's a vote towards a better educational system. It's a vote towards happier people, healthier people, and a city that's thriving without
Absolutely.
government intervention. Well,
100%.
every second.
All righty, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
So much.
Prussman for mayor.
Tuesday. Thank you,
I will see
Larry.
you
Have
all
a great
soon.
trip.